I need to hear it in English.
Sure.
And so I'm going to translate for you and
Sure.
tell me if I'm right.
Yeah.
So you go, Bank A fails, you want to sell most of Bank A to Bank B.
Absolutely.
You go to Bank B and Bank B says, wait a minute, I'll take it, but I don't want these 200 loans.
Correct.
These are no good. I don't want them. I'll take everything but those 200.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then once we get those loans, we, by definition, since the bank fails and there is no acquirer, we have to start working them ourselves. And as I suggested, there's a certain percentage that we end up just retaining in portfolio and working out. In other instances, we work them for a while and then put them into these structured transaction programs. There are also instances where we can, mostly with performing loans, we put them into securitizations. Really, the only other alternative is you sell them for cash. The whole reason that we're doing this program is because cash sales in a distressed market right out of the bank get incredibly low bids. As a matter of fact, early in the crisis, we did put some of these loans in a standard whole loan sale package, and the prices that we got were very low.
Have either you or Mr. Reimer or anyone else, have you done maybe a comparison for the sake of discussion, take 200 of these exact same loans that maybe you did, just spin them out right away, take the loss up front, versus the ones you've held? And I mean, I'm just curious. Your point makes sense to me, but is there any statistical analysis to back that up to show generally that that's correct?
Sir, in my statement, we identified an audit that we have yet to do, but that we certainly plan to do, and that's if you go back to the $668 billion in total that has passed through the resolution process. There are 3 or 4 different resolution methods that have been used. Principally, and the most popular one is the purchase and assumption through a whole bank, through a bank. But then there's a loss share agreement arrangements, and then there at the end, the smaller piece is the one we're talking about today, the structured sales. I believe it's very important for an independent assessment of the value of those 3, at least those 3 resolution methods, to be compared to each other, talk about the risk associated to the FDIC, and certainly the risk or potential damage or harm that may be happening in a particular market.
And you plan on doing that, Mr. Reimer?
Yes, sir, we do.
When you do that, again, the different approach is one thing, but as was explained, as I heard it anyway, one method is all the so-called good loans, and the other method is all the so-called bad loans. I do know, I'm sure you do, but I need to make sure of it. You're going to be doing apples to apples. I mean, comparing what the return on value for a bad loan to a good loan, very interesting, but doesn't help. No, I'm sure I know the answer, but I need to ask.
Yes, sir. The point we would make is that for collections of assets, we would do a comparison. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I think it would be helpful if I just add one point. Early on in the crisis, as I indicated, we tried to do cash sales. The prices were just very, very low. At this point in the crisis, as we market LLC transactions, we market them both as an LLC transaction and as a whole loan sale. If the whole loan sale price is better, we take that because the market has now recovered. And in fact, we had a transaction with some hotel loans last year, and that's exactly what happened.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.